Hi, this is Sean, that motivated slacker. Just wanted to give a little bit of an update today. Just do a little bit of video. Wanted to start with reading something that my brother-in-law gave me. I've been reading up, and I really love this statement, so I'm going to start with this. Your beliefs can be like fences that surround you. You must first recognize the existence of such barriers. You must see them, or you will not even realize that you are not free, simply because you will not see beyond the fences. They will represent the boundaries of your experience. And this video really, I wanted to go in. I've already talked a lot about the near-death experience I had, but maybe go more into it. Get a little bit of requests, and just really to rant and talk. Not rant in a negative way, but just to talk about things, and then get your opinions on some things I need. Just been doing a lot of thinking and stuff. Each month that goes by, I start losing a lot of the memories that I had of that near-death experience I had back in August. In fact, I had to rewatch some of the videos just to get it, and I've been just really doing a lot of studying lately, trying to find others that had near-death experience. So if you know anyone out there that's had near-death experience, or if you experienced it, please let me know if you know good books to recommend. Now, I've read a lot of the books in the past about people that were taken to heaven and seeing the angels and seeing that, and some people taken to hell and all of that stuff. Not necessarily talking about that. I mean, I love reading those things, but what I experienced is so different that I'm kind of trying to find people that I can relate that had some of the same experience, because you got to understand, being that I'm a Christian and coming back, what I saw was something that was so much different than what I was taught from an early age, and seeing things that it shook my whole world up, and the way I view things now. Yeah, I experienced the love as I experienced. There was nothing. The love there was like being in an ocean with tidal waves of the love just constantly hitting you. It was overwhelming, but not overwhelming because you enjoyed every minute of it, but it was intoxicating. And that I will never forget the feeling of. It was just amazing. Which gets me deeper into discussing God. Alright, I want you to really think about this, okay? Now, we have always been taught that we are created in images of God. Now, I want to think you'd put you on the side of something else. The moon is a planet, and it's also called a satellite that goes around the Earth, and the Earth is a planet. But the Earth also is not only a planet, and the moon is not only what they call, I guess, I don't, let's get away from the moon, because I'm dumb when it comes to science. But let's say the planet. But also we know the Earth is part of the solar system, and then it's part of the universe. Well, that's us. And this is God as well. See, we're created in images of a God. We are satellite of God. And God is the creator. God is love. God is all of these things. In fact, God is everywhere. God lives within us. God is out here. God is part of the universe. God created the universe. God created. In the beginning was God. Okay. But at the same time to think about now, if we're created in the image of God, because what I'm going to do, I'm trying to break something down so people don't say, oh, you're blaspheming, Sean. You're blaspheming. And it's okay if you do. You either disagree or not. We all have the freedom to agree or disagree. But we're creators as well. Why? Because we're created in the images of God. We're also creators. We create our own destiny. We create our own mind, our conscience. The thing that is very powerful that I want to explain, because the reason I'm going deep into this is that we are, as we're creating our mind, everything is about conscience. Now think about it. Now when we're young, we're taught a lot of different things. Of the sentence that I just said, your beliefs can be like fences that surround you. See, we're taught at a very young age about beliefs and what we're taught. But if you really, really go back to your childhood, things were a little bit more clearer on things. You had a lot of questions. But when you had the hand struck because that wasn't right, now there's a lot of things you didn't think that you did things bad. You were taught that that was bad. But the definition is what is good, what is bad. Each perspective, each person has their own view of what's good, what's bad, all of those different things. So we're restricted in our lives at a very young age about what type of religion we're going to believe in, whether you're going to be a Muslim, whether you're going to be Jewish, even though we're born into Jewish, whether you're a Christian, whether you're Asian, all of these different beliefs, Buddhism, all of these different things. Then we're taught also that don't associate with the other because they believe this, and you shouldn't be associated with this. Then you're taught about, is my time beforehand, I remember me being friends with interracials when I was growing up, and I had families that was against that. Thank God I did not go with that, and I decided to know that, hey, there's nothing wrong with this person's color of their skin, and there's nothing that engrades me more than hearing a bunch of racist people talk all the time. Okay? Because I just don't think it should be like that. But we're taught, and then you have the us against them, us against their. We have war about it. We have it even in our politics because there's always divide and conquer. We're taught that at an early age. I mean, even when we're kids in school, if someone was smaller than you or bigger than you, or you fought, you had bullies, you had all of these things. And it creates such a negative energy, and you're taught, and then we're taught to go by a bell system later, right? After, to get to class, you got to get on time. You have a grade system, certain grades you got to get to there. And we're taught that all the way to even when we go to work, we got to get degrees, certificates to go to the right job, But other jobs are not promoted because you don't go to college for that, so it's downgraded looking on it. It's just so much negativity, right? And that's this low-frequency energy. And what they don't teach you about so much, or what people hardly have a clue of, is what love is. You understand what fear is because our society is taught fear. It's taught fear. It's taught judgment. And the other thing is that when you, as a person, are insecure about yourself, you're taught very easily that it's okay to go ahead and judge and look at someone else because you're not understanding about who you are. So, we're not taught so much about love, and so majority of us do not know what love is. I had no idea of what love was. I thought I had an idea or a grasp of what love is. But I believe now, it's having a near-death experience and understanding of things about Christ, and I'm going to go into something that you ought to research called the Christ conscience. Been looking a lot into that and found some stuff. It makes a lot of sense. And that is when you get to the part where finally you reach the part of love that nothing upsets you really anymore. Yeah, you get upset on stuff, but the little things don't matter. And it's about just spending time with people and family, and you understand to make your boundaries and your rules. There's nothing wrong with boundaries, but just when you step aside and say, you know what, I'm not going to talk with this person today because I've really got to work on myself. You start to understand what you can and you cannot handle. And you allow to know that if you hurt, in the past, you start getting upgraded when you understand that if you do get hurt by someone, it's because you allowed yourself to get hurt. It's not the other person's fault or anything like that. It's something that you allowed, that you opened yourself up to, that you got wounded. So it's time to repair that self. It's time to move on and let go and let bygones be bygones, forgive and forget, and you move on and work on yourself. And it's all about, back to what I was saying, about conscience. See, the world revolves around conscience, and everything is about energy. The sun that gives us energy. If you do a lot of studies, you'll find a lot about the frequencies and energy and the love vibe of how it's a higher frequency. And fear and stuff and negative energy is a low frequency, but love and all of that, and the joy and enjoyment. So all of that is to tap into that higher energy and that love, because I'm telling you. And then if we get into the mindset of being able to communicate telepathic, I'll give you an example. I had a dream last week where I had a friend of mine in the dream that was getting to check on me if I was getting all the things right for my TPN. That very moment, my mother-in-law was waking me up to make sure I was okay with the blankets and stuff where I was staying to spend time with my son. How did that happen at the same time? How could I have a dream about a friend checking on me while I'm having a mother to wake me up at the same time checking? It's because our conscience is very important about a thing. We make our own reality. You make your reality. That is your beliefs of what you make. Each person experiences a unique reality different from any other's individual. Some things I wanted to speak of too is your inner self believes in you, often even while you do not believe in it. And what I also wanted to say is this: you breathe, grow, and perform multitudinous, delicate, and precise activities constantly, without being consciously aware of how you carry out such manipulations. You live without consciously knowing how you maintain this miracle of physical awareness in the world of flesh and time. It's just so much to say. I can't really... So much to go into about consciousness and love. So the test that I want you to do is that if you're not happy with what's going on around you, then change your reality and your conscience and your thoughts that you're thinking of right now. And then your experience of everything around you will be good. If you can't switch jobs and you don't like it and you can't change your career at the moment, then change your thought patterns and your process of your experience. Make your experience around you positive. Start writing down positive things about you each day, each thing's around you. If you can't think of anything good to say about the people around you to work with, try to write something good about them. Anything. It's your life. And you choose your life the way you want to live it. And that is what God wants. God wants you to enjoy your life. He's God of the universe. And we are all part of the universe, our energy and stuff. And everything you do affects the other person. We're magnets. And we're also Lego blocks of building each other up and keep building things up and changing our reality and changing the world. The universe continues to grow. And so do we. And so does humankind and everything. It goes and it goes and it goes and it goes. It continues to grow. When you're in heaven, you're not speaking with your words. Everything's telepathic. And if you study the history of Lumania and go back to Atlantis, whether you believe it or not, things were telepathic back then. And there's a lot of history going on of things that existed long before what we thought 4,000, 5,000 years ago. I'm sorry, that's science, and that's just proof. Don't be so narrow-minded. Open your mind and think about other things possible out there. Think about all religions, how we're on the right track of the right things. They all have it wrong, and they all have it right at the same time. Let's join hands and gather together and accept all ideas and be able to change our destiny and everything about us. Instead of going with the norm of the smaller group of the small people that are the rich and the small ones that try to rule everything and tell us what to do and everything and what to eat and everything, it's time for us to expand our mind and we choose what we want to go into and what we want to do with our lives. We are created in images of God, and we don't have to listen just to anybody. We can listen to ourselves and make our own destiny. You have your life to live, and you choose your destiny. If you do not like it, change it and make it a better world. It's very easy and simple to do. You not get enough rest? Get plenty of rest, get energy, and do things, and explore. Be an explorer. God bless.